It's another week of watching wrestling and questioning why we're watching every episode of everything because, Lord, Tommy, this is a chore sometimes.
You told me. You designed this format.
It may be time to alter some stuff on a brand new Tops and Bottoms. What's up, everyone? I am the Dad Bod Demigod, Joey Mayberry, coming to you live from my little office. And you know what? I kind of forgot everything that happened in wrestling this week. Luckily, I have my faithful cohort here, Mr. Tommy Purr, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, the Sin City Kitty, the savior of the slap, cackle, and pop. What do you call it when an Asian gives you a sick burn? A Rice Krispie. There we go. Name of one of my new finishers. So
I hate it and I love it all at the same time.
I know. I'm sure someone's going to be like, "That's racist." And I'm like, "Well, I'm Japanese, so I can say it."
It's okay to be offended. Not illegal, but okay. So let's go ahead and discuss this week in wrestling because, Lord, this was so many different things happened. And if you guys are new to Tops and Bottoms, basically, we're going to go through an entire list of things that seemed notable this week from all four shows, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and AEW. We're going to deem them tops or bottoms. And if we don't talk about it, that just means our gay asses were not interested.
Or Joey was high and I was asleep.
Accurate. Way too
yeah, quick roundup. It wasn't on the agenda, but goodbye, Mark Carano. No thank you to your services. I always knew you were kind of trash when I would see you on Total Divas. You looked like a cock. Bye.
You looked like a cock is the phrase.
And you know what? If I'm saying it negatively, if this hoe was saying it negatively, then it must have looked like a really bad cock. You know?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No.
Valid.
No one wants an unsolicited dick. Well,
speaking of unsolicited dick, that was something that you probably could have seen if you went back into Viking time. So let's talk about the Viking Raiders versus Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, who aren't the Hurt Business anymore, but they're still kind of the Hurt Business.
And timer starts. Our Kim Possible Power Ranger timer starts now. Go ahead, Joey. You have a minute.
Viking Raiders are back. Cool. Facing Cedric and Benjamin. Meh. I'm a little bit torn on both of these things because I absolutely love the Viking Raiders and I love Cedric and Benjamin as part of the Hurt Business, but I don't like them as just a tag team of people that used to be the Hurt Business. This match was a very bottom moment for me.
Agreed. I only like the fact that, oh, yay, legitimate tag teams. I'm okay with that, but otherwise I could have lived without this. It's sad that I'm combining my time with yours because we still have 20 seconds on your time. I would like to see a female version of the Hurt Business, and we call it the Skirt Business. Okay, and the timer is over.
Skirt Tiffany?
Yeah, Scott Tiffany. Scott Tiffany. That's one of my favorite nicknames that Lay Cool came up with any of the divas. Also, Rusa, she's crying. Next up, Kelly.
Can you do that for Riddle? Riddle's coming up next. Can you give me a Riddle, Rosa? I know you don't want to,
but it's Matt Riddle. He's as he faces Randy Orton.
I can't. I love it. I can't, but I love it. It's kind of like how I felt about this match. That actually goes in well. I can't, but I love it. I thought it was a good match. I thought the outcome was fun. If I take the equation of knowing things outside of wrestling, I'm growing to not hate Riddle, the character. It's derpy and fun, but in 3 hours of Monday Night Raw, where a lot of it, I'm just like, why is this happening? I'll take some derpy, funny humor because it just makes me light up just a little bit. And Matt Riddle does it for me. I like this match and I like the outcome.
It makes you light up, and trust me, I'm sure afterwards it made Riddle light up too. Um,
I mean, come on, it's Bill and Ted humor. You can't it's Bill and Ted for even
it was
younger
a
children.
fast-spoken joke, you moron. Light up.
Oh, I know. That's why I was going Bill and Ted, because Bill and Ted smoke a lot of weed, probably.
No, man, they're just high on life, man. All right, I got nothing really to add.
Nothing to add on the Vibe. Okay, what is your stance on the name RK Bro?
Okay, well that writes itself. You know what I'm saying? Like it's low hanging fruit, but it's good low hanging fruit, so it's okay. I think that's cool. I like anything with Randy Orton, honestly, even at his like most problematic when people like fuck Randy Orton. I've always liked Randy Orton, so I was always more of a Team Orton versus Team Cena. So
I can imagine all of the thirsty internet gays watching this match on mute.
I don't find Riddle attractive at all.
I mean, yeah, I like it. Next to Randy Orton, though, this is like, oh, I've seen this video, but it's like, that way that's cool. But I know plenty of gays that like the Matt Riddle.
If you like this match, check out the subreddit Helping Hand.
Writing that note down. Where's my pen?
I don't know if there's an underscore in there between the words or if it's just all one word, but basically it's all hand job porn between men. Oh. It's great.
And how do you spell hand? Is it HAND?
Yes.
Got it. Okay, perfect. We're good. Let's move on to Lana and Naomi. So
yes, this match seemed to be Team Dayglow beat Shania Payne, and this seems to be finally the dissolution of Shania Payne internally, at least. It was good to see Dayglow get a victory, a victoire. But
Shania internal pain. I'm sorry, I had to say it.
I was like, there's a joke somewhere. I didn't know how you were going to go about it, but there was a joke, and you found it. Thank you. You found
it. It hurts, girls.
But basically, we see Blonde and Bitchin', the team of Guns N' Roses, Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose come out, and they basically make fun of Nia Jax, who I guess was making fun of Mandy Rose for her slip at WrestleMania. Whoever is writing the Braun Strowman report card stuff is obviously writing this storyline. Mm-hmm. It distracts Nia Jax. She gets defeated. And then backstage, Shayna basically tells her to get her shit together, which I don't blame her at all. And then Angel Garza shows up, who forgets how to project on screen and silently whispers what she even sees in Reginald, which just fucking reminds me that Reginald is still in existence. And now I thank Angel Garza for reminding me. And Nia Jax is left there wondering how many fucking storylines she needs to carry. Joey, I've spoken enough. Your timer starts now. Go.
I enjoy what you say because she is carrying so many storylines right now. Like, people want to crap on Nia Jax all the time, but legitimately, that girl is pulling so much duty, crap duty, see what I did there, at this point. And, you got to commend her for it because she's in at least 6 different storylines right now. Even in this match, there were 6 because you had the Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke storyline where they're apparently heels now because they came out and made fun of people and then ran away. And then you've got them versus Lana and Naomi, and we never got a resolution to Nia at putting Lana through all of those tables.
We did. Lana put Nia through the table. Are we forgetting my hole?
I mean, I got that, but was that the conclusion? Because they're still fighting.
Well, now it's about the tag team titles. It's not about the fact that Lana was always put through those tables. So, still fighting a different factor. Fine, confirmed. Lana and Nia, the new Lita and Trish. No, I'm kidding. But anywho, yeah, he's carrying all these storylines, and Angel Garza just coming in out of nowhere. That's what baffled me. I was like, the fuck's going on? And learn to project, learn to speak. You're cute, Angel, but I couldn't hear a goddamn word you said.
I was just waiting. I thought we were going to get more just projection. Talk louder.
My drama teacher, Mr. C, God rest his soul. Oh, he didn't die, just his fashion sense. He used to say, he taught my mom, that's how old he is, would sit in the back of the theater and go, volume, because he couldn't hear you. And so I say that whenever it's really quiet. And he's also married to a woman, which I don't know how that works, because that means
the theater teacher?
And spoke like this all the time. And is married to a Wonder Woman, which, a wonderful woman. But I'll just tell you, kids, there's someone for everyone.
Okay. You know what there's not for everyone?
Oh, God. What?
Well-written storylines, because Mace and T-Bar were unmasked on Monday Night Raw, and we had to watch the commentary team pretend like they didn't recognize Dio Madden, the commentator that worked with them, or the fact that they clearly watch NXT and know about NXT because they can't stop talking about NXT when Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair are on television. So they know who Dominik Dijakovic is. So they're just like, oh, these two have masks off. It's really Mace and T-Bar.
Starting the timer. I'm so glad that the masks came off. I can only hope that this is leading to the rebranding of these two. I don't think it will be, though. I'm hoping that there is tonight some sort of like name change. It's an for me.
It just bothers me because I feel like
It's like is Braun Strowman a good guy now because he came out to help like remove masks?
And I've watched some of Monday Night Raw, which we'll talk about next week already, and it doesn't clear up. It doesn't.
Okay, so yay! They're not part of the Hurt Business, so the whole teaming with MVP thing was weird.
They are apparently not with MVP, are they? Because MVP...
Oh. Yeah, they're not part of the Hurt Business. This isn't like MVP is giving them that magical 80s makeover in the teen movies. Like, girl, like I would have... Okay, you know what? Wow. I would have loved that. Could you imagine MVP in like a Disney Channel movie montage? Like, you need a makeover. And then it's like, just like Mason T-Bar getting a whole makeover. Instead of us focusing on Reginald shopping with Nia Jax a few episodes back on SmackDown, we should have gotten MVP like redressing Slapjack or Dewback or Carjack or Circle Jerk, whatever.
No. I'm going to stop you because I don't think it would be Disney Channel. I think they could legitimately do that and make it cool. They really could.
I think they fucking could. Or you know what would be funny is if like they went like if it's two wrestlers they were just going to release and they wanted to push someone else, like okay, makeover time. And then they go and get changed, and it's two completely different wrestlers with two different ethnicities or genders, right? And now it's like, where'd T-Bar go? Oh, he's gone. We found someone else. Like, we hired Jake for the Hot Topic, and now he's a wrestler.
It's like when other Quicksilver showed up in WandaVision. Like, that's kind of how it would be. Like,
fake Razor Ramon.
I guess so, but the thing that bothers me most about this whole storyline is to go to Razor Ramon or go back to Quicksilver. This is how this storyline is written because they took off their masks and it would be like Wanda Maximoff showing up in the next Avengers movie and being like, my name's Ice Fairy now. And you'd be like, excuse me? No, you're this person. We know you. We've met you before.
As long as they don't take our retribution names of Rim Job and Circle Jerk, I'm okay. So
it's okay because if they do take my name, I'm going to go by what any wrestler would go by if they had porn names, and it'd be Mitch. So on that note, let's go ahead.
If you know, you know, and if you don't, be glad you don't. Moving on. We've spent way too much time on this. Next.
Charlotte Flair versus Asuka ended with Charlotte Flair losing, Asuka getting a much-needed victory, though it was with Rhea Ripley causing a distraction. We got to see Asuka get a much needed win, and then Charlotte attack WWE officials and gets fined $100,000 and suspended. Tommy, you take the timer on this one first. What you think?
Oh, boo-hoo, she was fined. And secondly, oh, it's not even real, but whatever. I liked her circus robe. That's not even like circus, not like dun, 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 but like Britney Spears circus era.
Circus, Afro circus, Afro circus, Afro polka dot, Afro.
I was like, okay, I like this. Rhea interfering though, like this is like whatever. Like why? Like Asuka could have won that match alone. Like
I guess so. I like the idea that they're going into this triple threat, but
I know it just strikes me as rather heelish. I mean, you
she's a heel.
Who, Rhea?
Yeah, like okay, so foreshadowing. So this week on Monday Night Raw that's happening right now, Rhea's teaming with Shayna and Nia. They have made her a heel without making her I don't understand either.
But yeah, I guess whatever. Who are they teaming against?
Asuka and either Lana and Naomi or Mandy and Dana. One of the two.
No, it would make sense for Lana and Naomi since they have that like cool anime girl type thing going on with their gear. So
ooh, I'm ready for that entrance, but we'll talk about the entrance next week because we need
to. I have got nothing really else to say about Charlotte and Asuka.
I really don't either. It's to be expected at this point. I think I like the new Charlotte Flair or the direction that she's going. She's still the same Charlotte Flair.
I say you want to go full tilt, just make her general manager and have her really. I am the opportunity. I'm like,
Tommy.
Okay.
Have you watched any of Monday Night Raw yet?
No.
Cool. We'll talk next week. Because, yeah, we're going to come back and revisit this conversation next week. And you're going to be like, oh my God, really? I predicted them some things. But let's go ahead and move on and talk about AEW Dynamite, and we'll await Clairvoyant Per next week.
Got it.
So first thing that we're talking about with AEW is Adam Page defeating Ricky Starks in an absolutely fun, thrilling, and Tommy, dare I say it, downright gorgeous match. Like,
starts now. I enjoyed the match. The ending was the ending sequence. I think we talked about it a little bit before we started recording, where Page got lifted up into like a over the shoulder powerbomb type scenario going on there, and then he flips back over, and then lifts him up, and then da 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 da. If you watch it, you watch it. The last minute of moves is really picked up and was really great payoff. It was a good match, very good looking guys, and I enjoyed Taz yelling from the stage, "Hey, Pace! Pace!" I was like, Paige. His name's Paige. Taz, what are you doing? You need to watch your back. No, like seriously, you need to watch it. I'm like, oh my God.
Here's the thing. Taz is just being Taz. And you know what's great about Taz to me is he reminds me of like Danny DeVito and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's that character for AEW.
He reminds me of my cousin Vinny, Joe Pesci. Just that, a little bit of Joe Pesci in Home Alone. God damn you, I kind of want Home Alone with Taz trying to break into Marco Stunt's house or -1.
Oh God.
And it's just -1 setting traps all over the house.
And it'd be perfect because he could bring Ricky with him because Ricky's kind of doing the Austin Theory himbo character.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm going to see that shit on AEW and I'm going to be so mad.
You know what's going to be worse is the little special that happens before where Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus are flying to Vegas to do a show and they are just like, wait, we forgot Marco!
Marco! But you know what? It only works if Luchasaurus is the mom.
Yes.
Yes. It's funnier with Luchasaurus as the mom. And then they run into who would be John Candy? They're trying to get back home now to go get Marco and bring him to the show, but they run into it's got to be like a big guy. Yeah, they run into
Those
Easter
two.
at the airport.
Yeah.
Right, it's fine. Okay, enough fantasy booking. I liked the match; it was really good.
Really good match on my end, and we're just going to move on to another really good match because it's Hikaru Shida facing Tai Conti for the Women's Championship. Bravo, ladies.
Yeah, I'll start the timer right now. Something to note on commentary: Jim Ross said that she was champion. She's been champions for 330 plus days. She's only defended the belt 8 times. Does that feel really like not a lot for you? I mean, I was trying to do the math. I mean, does that feel like a small amount of title defenses? Like,
I mean, it's basically it's 365 days is 12 months. So
yeah, year.
You defended your title at least 8 times in a year. I don't, if you're building up contenders, cool, but it doesn't seem to me like they've really built up too many contenders for it. Like, honestly, they've built up one. They have built up one contender to take the belt off of Shida. And if that's the way that they want to do it for this really, really prolonged out period and give these people long title reigns, it took a year to build up Britt Baker to where you're going to finally put that belt on her, because Britt Baker attacked Shida afterwards. I don't know. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at where we're at, as opposed to Monday Night Raw, where it's like a title, every single show.
Yeah, but I mean, but with that in mind, the match was good. I would have been more invested in it. It would have been, for me, instead of just good, it would have been great if I was invested in these girls. I was invested a little more in Tay. But huh?
Do you know why, honestly? Because you've watched her wrestle a lot recently.
Well, not just that, she was scrappy. Like, she did come off, even though she had a lot of like good strike. Everything about her was really solid. It was just really, really, we're going to go over on time on this, but I think it's warranted because how many times do we get to talk about a Hikaru Shida match?
AEW Women's Championship match.
Yeah, so you drag race rattle. I was more invested in Tay, which is not good because I should be invested in the women's champion who's been almost champ for a year. Thank you, Jim Ross, for pointing that out. And his commentary didn't really help this match because it almost felt like he was bored with she. Did you catch that? Or was that just me?
I mean, he doesn't have a lot to go off of. That's the only problem. The only thing you can talk about with Shida is the fact that she's been champion for so long because she's done nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And she came off kind of heelish. Like, and they were even saying on commentary, she only when she's like backed into a corner does she really like bring that fire. And I was like, don't say shit like that. Like, you should say that like when her title's on the line, I don't know, just the way they worded it didn't really do Shida any service. And she came off kind of heelish. And Tay looked like that underdog, very Trish Stratus vibes, which I liked. And like everything with her looked desperate, but in a good way. Like, I need to make this hit count. I need to take this bitch down. And it was the last 5 minutes of the match really picked up for me. I really liked. Because I was worried at the beginning when she came out with that huge fucking faction. I was like, and then they weren't off. They didn't get off the fucking stage fast enough for Shida to make her entrance, which also bothered me. I'm like, dudes, get the fuck off the stage, like. Right. So, but it was a good match, and I'm so excited because Britt Baker needs to win it. And this is not, no offense to Shida, and I think maybe that's why Shida looked a little heelish. They might be playing that up on purpose, or it could be just her going, I'm going to lose this belt soon, and I'm going to make it count because they fucked me over on this booking,
I guess so. That's the problem. It's just she wasn't booked correctly throughout her title run, and it sucks, but you know what? A lot of the things that we discuss aren't booked. I guess you can't say correctly, but it just wasn't. What's the word? Because it's not like I'm a better booker than the people that are doing these shows. It's just, sometimes you hit the nail on the head and sometimes you don't. And unfortunately, with the booking that they've given her, just didn't.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, and sometimes you feel like several.
Mm. No bukake. Let's move on. So let's talk about QT Marshall and versus Billy Gunn. No lie, I wanted to talk about this just so I could say QT Marshall and the Nightmare Factory.
I could have been okay without this match, honestly. I was watching. I'm sorry, I had a burp. My opinion though is, people love to. Billy Gunn's one of those wrestlers that people love to shit on too, especially when they.
I love Billy Gunn.
Well, not current Billy Gunn, but like if you look back at like the Attitude Era, like I've been doing a Divas project recently, and he was involved in a lot of China storylines. And then you hear people go, just retrospective go, oh, it was when WWF was trying to make Billy Gunn a thing. Like they gave him King of the Ring and it didn't stick and this didn't stick. And I'm like, I always liked Billy Gunn. Like I always thought he would.
Can I just stop? I don't want to stop for any other reason than to say, fuck anyone who thinks like that. That is Billy Gunn.
Apparently, I was surprised. I was like, we just like when they're like, oh, everyone was not into this Billy Gunn stuff, and I was like, I was there during the 2000s and 1999, and I loved heel Billy Gunn, face Billy Gunn, New Age Outlaw Billy Gunn, and
let's talk about that because it's like when you think of Billy Gunn, you think of so many different things: D-Generation X, Mr. Ass, Billy and Chuck. Cute Kip with the beautiful people in fucking
you Kid Mafia,
Yeah, he's done so many things because he can, and that's a versatile performer, and he still looked good in this match.
And who doesn't love the iconic lips on his gear? Like some of the best gear, and he could fucking go in the ring. Like he was a good wrestler. So it's kind of like I don't understand why people didn't like Billy Gunn. I liked Billy Gunn.
People should love Billy Gunn. If you take anything away from this episode, if you're out there listening, it's put some respect behind Billy Gunn's fucking.
He still looked good. Because I was watching Billy Gunn this whole match, and not QT Marshall. But QT Marshall there's nothing to sneeze at with QT Marshall. But this match was just kind of like there for me. It wasn't bad, but it was just there.
I want to talk about it because it's a Billy Gunn match and Factory.
And hello, if Billy's there, his son's gonna show up. So if Austin's there, okay, like let's hello. And is Austin's tag partner Colton? Is that his name? What's his name? What's his tag team partner's name?
I don't know.
I think it's Colton. I'm stupid. Guys, I'm sorry. I really don't watch a whole lot of AEW. I watch it just for Joey because I'm that good of a friend. But I think his tag. I'm gonna look it up right now because you talk because there's some queen out there who's going to call me out and I want to have the right info. I'm gonna put my glass on because I'm old. But go ahead, talk.
That's adorable. Well, you look that up, and I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the main event and talk about that a little bit because. Okay, so it's Jungle Boy versus Darby Allin TNT Championship. This match. Okay, Darby Allin's a weird and interesting character for me because.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Colton.
It is Colton, which is great because a Colt is a gun.
I love it.
I was like, that's why I wanted to talk about it. I love it. All right, anyways, moving on.
I mean, also a Colt is a horse, and 45 of them will make you not remember a night in college. So let's go ahead and talk about Jungle Boy versus Darby Allin. And as I was saying, Darby Allin, I don't know. Like, I like watching Darby Allin matches, but I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm like, yeah, Darby Allin. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes complete sense. It makes complete sense. It's kind of like I feel the same way about like a Bayley or a Sasha Banks at this point sometimes where not WrestleMania Sasha. There's just we'll get to Bayley when we get to SmackDown. Don't worry. But that's how I felt about Bayley for a long time. It's like, okay, it's Bayley. Cool, I'll watch the match, but not like, yes, it's Bayley,
Right.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. Go ahead.
But on the opposite end of the spectrum, I feel that for Jungle Boy. I am very much, yay, Jungle Boy, do anything.
Jungle Boy's on screen, I feel the same way.
I love it. I was honestly very kind of... So, you know the thing about, we were saying with Hikaru Shida not defending her title as much and not getting any prestige on that, really? How many times do we watch the TNT Championship get defended?
A lot.
I feel it's consistently defended, no matter who it's on, too. It's usually a weekly title defense.
Mm-hmm. It usually is. We got about 40 seconds left. I will say this about, like, the boys brought it. I think Jungle Boy would stand out. I do love Darby Allin's Last Supper pin, which I'm totally going to try and attempt on my own, because that does look really fucking cool. However, like, I was rooting for Jungle Boy. Darby Allin came out kind of heelish, and it did not, that whole Sting Luchasaurus spot, totally, they were, the commentators even tried to make Luchasaurus sound suspicious. Like, he wasn't being sus at all. Like, Jungle Boy grabs onto him, uses him to stand up, and then gets himself in the ring. Like, literally, it's not sus at all. Like, what the? Okay, we're gonna go over on time because this is. I need to make this point. But I'm like, he's not sus at all. Shut the fuck up. Like, stop trying to make Sting work, because I'm not gonna cheer Sting over Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, because no, it's not gonna happen. And then Luchasaurus is, he comes around. He's like, he's rooting Jungle Boy on. And then Sting gets in his face. And then Sting throws the first punch. Like, literally is an asshole for this match. I get it. I get it. But I get it. Like, they needed them off screen for Scorpio, Sky, and Ethan Page to come out and attack Darby. But I'm like, really? Like, this just made Sting look like a bad guy. This made him look like an asshole. Sorry. Darby wins, retains the title, in a really good match, I felt. I don't know if that's my bias towards Jungle Boy, but I thought Jungle Boy looked really good. For a main event match,
this match was great.
Yeah, Jungle Boy brought it. I will say I did like that stunner that Darby Allin did. That was a great little spot right there. So,
again, 100%. It's not that Darby Allin's not entertaining, and I don't like watching his work in the ring. I just don't, I guess, have
you're not as inspired as you would be if, say, one of your favorites came out. It's completely valid. It's fine.
Cool, because I feel like everyone's expecting, oh, you should love this. But you know what I did love? Freaking Ethan Page coming out with Scorpio Sky and attacking. Ethan Page is one of my favorites. I love him so much.
Let's just hope that they don't. Clearly, he's going to feud with Darby. Let's just hope that they don't do him like they did Brian Cage. So,
very much hope so. But also, Ethan Page is. Do you follow him on social?
No, I don't.
There's so much stuff. Like, he's fun to. Like, he's a good follow. He's really funny.
I bet. A lot of them are really fun follows. So,
speaking of which, so are me and Tommy. Stay tuned for the end. We will plug our social media after we move through NXT. Let's go ahead.
Yes, if you follow me on Twitter, you get to see when people private message me who have 7 followers and tell me my internalized homophobia needs to be addressed. I was like, internalized homophobia? Honey, I hate everyone.
Oh. Internalized homophobia.
I don't even know what that was about. Whatever. Okay. I'm like, the only thing I can think of is I said I hated being part of a community that rewards people who are gay, who there's no consequences for hot gay people.
You mean the Bachelor guy that's like, is that instantly who you're talking about?
I think so, yeah. Glad is giving a award to that Colton dude. Not
the Bachelor?
From The Bachelor. Yeah, for him coming out. And he like stalked his ex-girlfriend and bought burner phones to harass her entire family. And they're giving him a fucking award. And I said something about it. And because we need to hold each other accountable, this is not okay. And I don't think you should just get an award for coming out. I think you should get support. And people should be like, cool, that's awesome. Not a fucking award. You know what I'm saying? Like, no.
I agree with you. And I will end it and transition to NXT on this statement. You do not get to be praised just because you came out, Caitlyn Jenner. And we'll move on and discuss.
Last week it was me with the controversial Mike Tyson comment. This time it's Joey going after Caitlyn Jenner, proving that we go after our own and everyone else's.
I don't claim her.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. No one claims her.
So, LA Knight versus Dexter Lumis.
I will claim these two. I will claim these two.
Oh, I claim hardcore.
Great chemistry. I love the. I think the timer's just gonna get thrown out the window because I'll start it. Dexter Lumis versus LA Knight. LA Knight picked up the win after an inadvertent distraction from Indy Hartwell, who was just enamored with Dexter, and it looks like the feeling's mutual, and the way is not having it. This is not the way for Indy Hartwell, and they dragged her off, and she was just like looking at it, like they're clearly building up to like this kiss, and I'm gonna laugh so hard if he turns her down, and it turns out he does like Austin Theory. I will die laughing. But this match was good because Sean Ricker, aka Eli Drake, aka LA Knight, has always been a standout talent, so I'm so glad to see he's getting a program right away. He talks a lot. He is a good talker. So him versus the silent artist is such a good symbiotic thing because you got like the white quiet guy with blonde hair, and then you got the brunette tanned loudmouth, and they just it works. And I loved the groin spot into the corner.
Yes.
I was laughing so hard, and I was like, I wish Dexter Lumis would look at me like that, like all towards me. Joey, your timer starts. What did you think?
This match was all about Index. There was no LA Knight. No, I'm kidding. There was totally an LA Knight there. Like you, I'm full on hope that Dexter Lumis is actually into Austin Theory, and that might just be my own fan fiction happening in my head.
That. Did you just call them Index?
Index.
Their couple name? I love that.
Yeah, they said it on TV this week.
I totally missed that, but Mixed Match Challenge tournament name, Index.
Yes to all of it. I love it. I love everything about this because it's been a long time since we got a legitimate romantic storyline in WWE. And I want to point out to people, this is a perfect example of storytelling week to week because they push LA Knight and he can continue building momentum, whereas Dexter Lumis can take the fall and not lose anything because he's in a storyline with Indy Hartwell. Like he doesn't need to be
the rest of the way.
Yeah, exactly. And that works. It all works out. Like NXT knows how to tell a story.
And there we go.
Next up is the debut of Saray and Shiva. Okay, no lie. I know that you know her very well, but I freaking adore Zoe Stark. Yeah, well, I know it's hard sometimes to be like, oh yeah, I know them, and then like give them all the praise in the world because it's different when you get to discover them as a fan of a TV show, whereas you know them in real life. You know what I mean? So
I know. I'll start the timer right now. Great, phenomenal match, but I get what you're saying too. Like it's hard for me to be like, because Zoe or Teresa, as I've known her, has always wrestled like that. She's always wrestled well. So for me, I'm like, it's nothing. Like,
yeah.
Hello guys. Like this isn't just like she got to the PC and then she got to NXT and they turned her into a great wrestler. That's probably why she got pushed so quick. She's always been that good. So it's kind of like, once we get, I will say this, and I hope our mutual friends don't hate me, but I will say this if she ever watches it. She was very resistant about doing promo classes with me. And here's my thing. I beg you, Teresa, just make sure you get some promo stuff because you'll be unfucking stoppable. She's got the hard part down. She's got the hard part down. Just get some character. And that's it. But what a great match. Solid match. Saray, who I thought they called her Sorbet, and then I got really hungry. She was adorable. I loved everything about her. And I love that Toni Storm is not finished with Zoe. That was cool.
That attack I thought was great. It's a great way to give Toni Storm some actual heel like work because it didn't really work with Io Shirai. But with somebody who's a fast rising babyface like Zoe Stark, I think this is working perfectly. I love Saray. I thought she was a lot of fun. There's only one thing though, is she's arriving just like how they had Io Shirai arrive, where it's just like, hey, she's from Japan and she's amazing. And I'm like, okay, but what's the thing? What's going to make her become, dripping in black neon Io Shirai or the Empress of Tomorrow or the Pirate Princess? What's going to push her forward? Because right now,
she got plenty of time. She got plenty of time to figure that out,
I'm just waiting to see it. I'm like, where's it going to come from? Because I need it. I need it a lot, and I'm waiting for it.
I want to know when we're going to see the other two women who were signed around the same time as Zoe, when they're going to get, some stuff. Because I'm kind of like, this is interesting. Like, Zoe's the one that they're building up right now. And as I said, like, either 2 episodes ago or last episode, maybe they're just waiting to build up Zoe so she can help build up the other two, or they'll be brought in storyline-wise. But right now,
a good storyline where those two are just like, we got signed with you. Who do you think you are? I would love that.
I would love that too. That's why I'm like hoping T or Zoe, or I guess I call her Z now. I hope she nails it out of the park with promos. Because when she's just herself and she's like loose and stuff, she's got a good voice, and I think it's just a matter of not freezing up in front of a camera, and I think she'll be fine. But they just, I really wanna see where those other two are, because they were known on the indies, and I'm like, like, I wonder what they're waiting for. So,
I mean, who knows? I can't wait to see, because no lie, NXT is where it's at. So if you're just waiting to go on NXT, you're set, because they know how to work a story and they'll put you into something good. It's the only thing they can give them.
Yeah, but the girls did great, all 3 of them. So
all 3. Well, let's talk about some more girls, because that's not the only ladies that we saw this evening, because we saw Beth Phoenix sit down with Io Shirai and give a really solid interview, actually, with Io, where Io was like, I don't need to fight for the belt right now, but when I come back and do it, like, she's like, I did it for a year. Give me a break, pretty much. But then in scurries a little Poochie, and Frankie Monet struts into the room, and she's so good. She's just so good.
She literally looks like Gwen Stefani's bodybuilding older sister just got back from the Miss Hawaiian Tropic contest. like Monet, I'm just gonna call her Monet until they drop the Frankie from her name. Monet looks like she could beat my ass. Like, she is stacked in all the right places, and she's flawlessly beautiful. And I just love her going, Beth, like, I used to watch you growing up. And then Beth's face was just like, I'm not that much older than you, bitch. Yeah. And then just absolutely love that she was like, I can take over for you while you're taking your break, Io. And then Io's like, I like cats. And I went, this whole feud, if it's about dogs versus cats, I'm all for it. And I'm team Io.
And please let Io start bringing a cat to the ring. That's all.
Yeah, take that, fucking Teddy Hart.
Ew. Let's move on. And speaking of ew, I don't know if you're going to like what I'm going to say right now, but Kyle O'Reilly came out with his new Cool Kyle gimmick.
I don't know. This was, you know what? We'll just let it. It's the first run. They just debuted it. I'm not making excuses for it. I'm hoping that maybe something will be fine-tuned.
Okay. Initial thoughts on it. It was giving me, hey, look how cool I am. My name's Shane McMahon vibes. And I was like, oh, yeah. It's like, I know the children. TikTok, yo, TikTok. And I was like, okay, cool. Got you. Thank you. Cool, Kyle.
You know what? Who would have been better in this thing is Roderick Strong. Because Roderick Strong has such a dad look, like a hot soccer dad look. that I'm like, it would have been hysterical for him to come out and try and look, you know.
But can we do a silver lining here? Because at least what was able to save this was Cameron Grimes, who's got Kits My Grits money going to the moon.
Anytime I see Cameron Grimes, I'm like, oh, Jesus, how many times do I got to hear fucking Joey say to the moon?
Hold on. I can do it in song. To the moon.
Stop. You know, if you say to the moon 5 times in a row, Elon Musk shows up and goes, what? I have the patent.
Ew.
I know, right?
But the main event was Cameron Grimes versus Kyle O'Reilly, and you know what? Redeems from the cool Kyle thing because it was a fun match.
Maybe that's why they debuted it, like, right before that match. They're like, okay, in case it doesn't pan out, just,
hopefully they forget about it in 2 hours when you have your match.
Yeah. I mean, remember when Lance Storm walked around and the gimmick was that he had a big schlong?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, sometimes, Natalia used to walk around farting. If it doesn't work, they'll drop it. And if it doesn't work, okay, it didn't work, and they'll tweak it. You know what I'm saying? To where it does work. So NXT is the best place for them to debut something like this because they at least have the way to, they at least have the opportunity to.
They do have the way.
Yeah, they do have the way. But yeah, the match is good, and yeah.
Cool. Anything else on Kyle O'Reilly and Cool Kyle? Because we need to spend at least 20 to 25 minutes talking about the next thing that happened, which was the.
No, we don't. No, we don't. When they go low, we go high. We don't have to match people.
So if you guys don't know what we're about to discuss, let me tell you, the opening segment for Smackdown was an hour long.
It was Triple H circa 2002 promo opening Raw vibes.
But it was Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, looped in with Roman Reigns, looped into Seth Rollins, looped into Jey Uso, and then somehow they all turned into a tag team match where it was Rollins versus Jey versus Bryan and Cesaro, and then they continued it throughout the entire night. After that whole segment, it was so long. I was literally just going, how much longer am I going to have to watch these same 4 people on my television? Like, Lord. And Daniel Bryan, God bless his soul, he tried so hard to be the Eddie Kingston of this week and help Cesaro with that promo, and it did not work.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Bless Cesaro's heart. Just let the man wrestle. Just let him wrestle.
Or give him. We'll start the timer. Give him a manager. Nothing wrong. You can be a baby face and have a manager, especially someone who can stand up to and go against Paul Heyman. And Roman's doing a good job of promo. Seth does well also. The execution could have been slightly better, and it was long, but they were, you're factoring in all these different elements too. So that was the only thing that I was like, okay, we're factoring in Jey, Roman, Paul, Cesaro, Bryan, Seth Rollins, so it's kind of like, you have all these options for the title and the main feud, and at least it's not spread across 3 different broadcasts like AEW and Impact. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least it's to just this episode for right now. So that's the one
they cut because of stupid reasons, and they could have been the best manager for Cesaro. Zelina Vega.
Zelina Vega would have been amazing. Zelina Vega. Or you know what would have been also hysterical, because I think she could have been serious as well. I don't know. Maybe I might be in the minority. A Billie Kay would have been pretty interesting, or even a Peyton Royce.
Peyton, I would have given it to. I don't need Cesaro to be funny.
No, I'm saying, like, I think Billie Kay could have been serious, but she was nailing it out of the park being comedy. So I could have bought Peyton. Peyton Royce sounds like a manager name. Like, that would have been really cool.
Mm-hmm.
He needs Zelina Vega. Yeah, completely.
Money. Well, that whole hour-long thing was just draining. I don't want to talk about it anymore because I was pretty sure up until now that I was still living through it. But I am not. Let's talk about a match that, bless it. Bless it. It was Nia Jax versus Tamina. And Reginald is officially back. Tamina looked really vicious for a hot second, but this match, yo.
Yeah, she got a victory. I think what helps is that there is this camaraderie between Nia and Tamina behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. So I think it helps Tamina to justify giving Tamina as much offense. You know, it helps, like kind of like when you face your friends in the ring. Oh, they can hit me a little more snug, you know? Oh, I'll let my friend beat the shit out of me because it's my friend, you know? It's kind of like, so it's probably why Nia is probably, this is the best she's ever helped put over someone. You know?
It's not just friend, it's family.
It's true. And Tamina, I think Tamina deserves it. They listened to what happened at Mania. And they're gonna write it. So it's like,
honestly, I'm just upset after that night that they didn't put the belts on them because it would have really made the tag team division a bit more interesting.
WrestleMania Backlash, I'm guaranteeing that's probably what's going to happen. Psychic Tommy, WrestleMania Backlash.
I hate that it's called WrestleMania Backlash, by the way.
I don't entirely hate it.
It bothers me just because everyone has to call it that, and it's so long. Because nobody's like, you know, at Judgment Day or at Armageddon, at WrestleMania Backlash.
Hey, it's better than NXT Vengeance Day.
That's also valid. So moving on to Apollo Crews and Kevin Owens. Intercontinental Championship. Still, this is another case where WWE thinks that we're all idiots and we've never watched their programming before. And they're just like, who is this man? I'm like, it's Dabba-Kato. It's Dabba-Kato. It's Dabba-Kato who was on Monday Night Raw for months. That's who it is.
We know I love Kevin Owens. I was giving this Nigerian prince royalty thing a go. I could have lived without this. Dabba-Kato should just stayed underground. And I mean Raw underground. He should just stayed underground because I don't like this at all. I am not a fan for it. His outfit's ill-fitting. And then
that's not a Nigerian accent.
The spike. I hate that fucking move. I hate it. I hate it when Umaga did it.
You hated the Samoan spike?
It grew on me because it became such a Umaga thing.
Yeah.
And like it should have just died with Umaga. Like, you are not Umaga. Stop. Because this is like, I don't see this lasting beyond him separating from Apollo Crews. Does that make sense?
I guess I don't really see him separating and going anywhere. I see him going the way of like Tucker separating from Otis.
Yeah, so he separates and he's gone.
Yeah.
So but if he went solo, I don't see any of this carrying over into a solo run. So that's why it's also why I'm kind of like not here for it. Like, it's just kind of like whatever. I don't know. I don't know him personally. This isn't a personal attack. I just don't like this.
No, I mean, it's never a personal attack. We're talking about characters on a television program, not actual people, you know? And it's just not delivering on any account. The character's weird, but let's transition just for time purposes and talk about a new character development because Aleister Black is back and he's reading from his scary book inside of his scary room, saying scary things.
With his glasses from 1978.
I don't do it. I don't hate it.
It's the style now, honestly. That style's back. So I'm like, interesting, but I don't like, I'll let you start. Go ahead.
That's kind of just where I'm at. It's very spooky. It's interesting. It's also just a little bit different than what he was doing prior. They kind of gave him a prop, and he's getting a bit more mythical darkness kind of deal than he was just kind of that religious kind of darkness that he was doing before.
Mhm.
I don't hate it. It's week 1. Let's see where it goes. That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I like it. I feel like the line delivery, I feel like it could have been a little bit creepier.
But he's never really been a talker, period.
Exactly. So. That's why I'm not like, I hate it. I'm like, he'll get more. Like, clearly they want to keep him. Clearly they want to push him, despite the whole Zelina Vega drama, which, if you don't know, he's married to Zelina Vega. Because WWE, they have never done animated graphics like that before.
No,
you know?
true.
So I'm like, they're investing some money into the revamp of Alistair. And I'm like, okay, it also, I think, helps that I think he's friends with Roman Reigns. Like, I think so. He's friends with someone who's top, who was giving him advice when he was on the come up in NXT. And again, it helps when you've got influential people in your corner, dude. You can get shit done,
No way. Very true.
But it's kind of like I hope at some point there's a crisscross with the Fiend.
Jump, crisscross to make it. Jump. I hope
there's some cross patchwork between him and the Fiend and this new crazy Alexa Bliss.
Yeah,
because this is really good. I love the animation, and I know that he's not from America, so it's kind of like, that's why I'm giving a pass on the line delivery. I think once we get to segment vignette 3 or 4, it's gonna get really smooth and he's gonna get way more into it. So it's kind of okay,
I'll stay with you and hope for the best. I'm just kind of again.
He's back. He's back. That's all I care about. He's amazing. Yeah. So I can't wait to see what he does.
Yes. So let's talk about some more promos real quick, because Bayley and Bianca Belair delivered some promos on SmackDown that were
Bayley promo since the first edition of Ding Dong Hello. I really liked this.
Oh my God. And then just that little touch that Bianca Belair gave on the cell phone where because Montez walked up and just goes, "Hey baby, she got your name in her mouth," and it says on speaker, "I'll be right there," was just the best thing.
I'll say it to her face, bring her up here. And I was like, I was worried. I was like, they're not going to have us really think that Bianca is this stupid, that she is going to believe Bayley is being nice. And even Bianca's like, that's weird because that's not what she said a little bit ago. And then Bayley comes in and goes, and just starts laughing. And I'm like, thank you. Whew, okay, cool.
That laugh, I don't know why I popped so hard for that laugh, but I did. I really, really did. And I think I can't remember which commented, I think it's Pat McAfee. And I don't know why, but I love it. Right after, and I was like, that's the exact emotion that I had hearing Bayley cackle. It was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I liked it.
I'm ready for this match. I tweeted earlier and said, I'm hoping that this is leading to a SummerSlam main event of Bianca versus Bayley versus Sasha, because I want that in my life.
That would be cool.
So, final thing to discuss is, last thing on SmackDown we saw was the Mysterios take on Alpha Academy and defeat them. I want to like the Mysterios so much more, and I wish they would just put the belts on them because they need it.
I feel the same way. I'm like, I don't know if they're waiting to make it look like they're waiting until people finally go, they deserve it. I think they're worried about putting them on too soon and then having them shit all over Dominic, even though he's been doing extremely well. I think
shit all over Dominic, though. Is anyone shitting all over Dominic?
Oh, it's real. Well, look at what they did to Charlotte. Even though she's an amazing performer, people still say you only got it because you're Rick's daughter.
But I mean, that's the whole point of this, is your father and son tag team champions. Literally, the point of this whole storyline is to say you only got it because you're Rey Mysterio's son.
Yeah. And so it's just kind of I don't know, maybe they're just trying to hedge their bets and make them look really so it's a foregone conclusion, Yeah, the tag team situation on SmackDown is so much better than Raw.
100%.
Because you have a bunch of teams who could win it at any time, honestly. I'm a Chad Gable fan, so anything with Chad Gable in it, I'm like, I'll pay attention immediately. But he was great. Dominic was amazing. Ray, like they're clearly going to win the belts, and then I clearly see Dominic retiring his father, like as a passing of the torch, and it's just kind of like,
I can only hope. That's all I hope.
I think it would be amazing. I think it's going to be great when it happens, and then Charlotte starts up Evolution Part 2, and Dominic joins the stable.
Please.
Yes.
Please. Oh, no, not Evolution. The Legacy.
Legacy. Yeah, then they start the Legacy, and then they all beat up Randy Orton. Because he's a new legend, and so they'll be the new legend killers. I don't know.
And so I could play the part of Haku. Well, that was our rundown of everything we found interesting. Let's just we know what the top show is. It's always NXT, so I don't even want to ask it anymore and we know what the bottom show is. It's Monday Night Raw. It's very easy to predict these things. So I just want to ask, what was your top moment of the week, Mr. Tommy Prayer?
Top moment of the week. I know that you already had yours in mind. What was yours?
What was mine? Oh, you think you already know what it is. So what do you think it is?
Oh, do I? Oh, I don't know. Well, yours would probably have been, I know it's AEW. I want to say Sheeta's match. Was it Sheeta?
No.
No?
Nope, but you are correct. It was AEW. It was Britt Baker attacking Hikaru Shida, so you're close.
She was in there. I thought it was going to encompass the match plus the backstage assault, the attack.
Match was good, but oh my god, the excitement I felt when I was like, finally, they're going to put it on Britt Baker. Oh my god, put it on Britt Baker.
No one gets injured. Let's just hope no one gets injured before they finally have their match, okay? Let's say a little prayer. Put a circle of light around Sheeta and Britt Baker. What was your bottom?
Oh, we're doing top and bottom. My bottom this week is... Whoa, that's Mace's real face? Wow, what does he look like? Whoa, who's that big guy? I have no idea who that is. Was it the guy that we know? Because Keith Lee came up from NXT, and we were like, he was really big on NXT. But he didn't face T-Bar there. He faced some other guy that we've never heard. I'm not stupid. We're not stupid. We've watched the shows. Damn it.
I will say my top of the week would have to be it's a toss-up. It's on NXT between Sorbet and Zoe. I say Sorbet with love, only because I know I'm going to say it repeatedly by accident. Sorbet and Zoe versus LA Knight and Loomis. And I'm going to go at Loomis and LA Knight because I love the continuation of the Indy Hartwell story. Yeah, but Zoe and Saray are like right there underneath them. My bottom moment of the week is Reginald is back. Why do you hate Reginald?
So when I rang the bell this week, I found out Izzy's a big Reginald fan. So people do like Reginald.
Canceled. She's canceled too.
Oh, go cancel Izzy.
Canceling everyone. No! How dare she?
Speaking of canceling people.
Canceling. What was your top? We knew the top show is NXT. Our Eddie Kingston MVP of the Week award. Who do you have?
Damn it. I'm giving it to Daniel Bryan for trying. God, he tried.
He tried. He did try. I will say mine was you know what? Because I gave the top to Dexter and LA Knight, call me biased, but we're going to give it to Zoe Stark because she had such a great match with Saray. And honestly, like they even mentioned, it looked like she was a veteran of NXT, even though she just got called up a few months ago. And it showed, like it completely showed. So, and some of those hits look deadly from fucking Saray. So I was like, damn, okay, good job, T. So she gets my MVP. Eddie Kingston award for the week.
Yay! Well, speaking of Eddie Kingston, he has a Twitter. Don't you also have one, Tommy Burr? Where can the people find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter at rare_forum, RAWR_forum, and make sure you hit me up so we can look at my internalized homophobia and address it together. Not really. Don't hit me up. Unsolicited dick pics are welcome. On Instagram, @the_man_diva. You can see my toy photos, my review videos, photos of my adorable nephew, and some wrestling photos. And then you can find my merchandise on storefrontier.com/merchandise. And you can find me on Facebook at Officially Perfect. Facebook.com/Officially Perfect. Joey, where can they find you and avoid you at?
Yay! You can find and/or avoid and block me on Twitter at Joey_Mayberry. Same on Instagram. Joey.Mayberry on TikTok. Also, check me out each and every Saturday on Ring the Bell, where I host Ring the Bell Live, where a panel of people discuss women's wrestling. Also, if you liked me on this channel, please go ahead, subscribe, and click the like button so that you're notified each and every time that we talk about wrestling. And I've been uploading a pretty substantial amount of wrestling matches because yours truly has been getting booked a lot of places.
Really?
Uh-huh. Oh, Tommy, I'm supposed to be coming to Las Vegas.
Really? I'm already here.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to tell you. I'm coming, what was the name of it? Big Valley Wrestling.
Oh, so the house that Tommy Purr built. You will be here for Big Valley Wrestling. What show?
I think it's the Pride show. June 26th is when they're supposed to have me. That's your home promotion? They didn't even mention you.
Surprise! Oh, you know what? What you need to realize is that anywhere I go is home to me. So home is where the heart is, I guess. But yes, Big Valley Wrestling is where I wrestle at here in Las Vegas. So I guess you and I will be crossing paths.
I mean, I guess so. I mean, I don't think they would put us in a match like together because they were bringing me in because they probably wanted like a more relevant gay.
Okay, Joey. On that note.
Wait, no, I didn't mean it like that. I did, because I do Ring the Bell and I have my TikTok and like I'm just.
Hey, whatever helps you sleep at night, buddy. Yeah, I guess we'll talk about that separately. But I guess this concludes another fantastic episode of Tops and Bottoms.
Yes, we'll see you next week. We love you all. Goodbye.
Yeah, bye. And we'll see you June 26th at the Big Valley Wrestling Pride Show here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait to go to Vegas. This is going to be so much fun.